Let's settle this once and for all. Alexios Deimos of Cosmos, or Slicer Hired Muscle. They're both very similar where they can give control of themselves to another player, can't be sacrificed, and must attack. Now, Alexios can't ever attack its owner, so if it came down to a 1v1, Alexios won't ever have to attack you. But with Slicer, he's goaded, and the way goad works is that it has to attack a player other than you, if able. So when it comes down to a 1v1, Slicer cannot attack another player, so it has to attack you. Now, this can somewhat be mitigated by this ability being optional. It's just if you choose the option to not give him away, he flips over to a side that has worse stats. Now, the backside of Slicer isn't all that bad because you can cast it for its backside for cheaper than Alexios. And since it has haste on the backside, and if you cast it early enough, you can connect with the player and flip it to the backside, which has better stats. And while Alexios only costs 1 more to cast, 3 mana is a lot easier to get out earlier than 4 mana, and 1 more rotation at the table can be a big difference. Another downside of Alexios is that he does not naturally have haste, so the turn you cast him, he can't attack. But he does gain haste on your opponent's turns, it's just on your turn he won't get that attack. Whereas with Slicer, both sides do have haste, so you can get that 1 extra turn of attacks. Now, Alexios does have the benefit of being 1 power greater and being able to grow itself every upkeep. So by the time it gets back to your turn, he's going to be an 8/8. But both decks tend to be built very similarly by augmenting their commander's power, and Double Strike can scale pretty decently with those augmentations. Plus, if Slicer's able to connect with an opponent, you get double the on-hit effects. Whereas with Alexios, you're gonna have to give him Double Strike in order to do that, which is something that you can do, but I found that mana-wise, it's a lot easier to get Trample than Double Strike. Okay, yeah, but since Alexios is able to get bigger than Slicer naturally, Trample is just a better keyword than Double Strike, right? Actually, Trample is probably one of the worst parts of Alexios. You see, the way that Trample works is that it modifies the rules of how creatures assign combat damage. Once all blocking creatures are assigned lethal damage, anything left over can be considered Trample and can go to whatever it's attacking. The thing about assigning combat damage is that you get to choose how you want to divvy up that damage. So if you give Alexios to one of your opponents and another opponent decides to block with the Grizzly Bears, a smart opponent could divide the combat damage to do all the damage to the Grizzly Bears and 0 to the player. So if you're in a pod of smart players, the only time Trample would be relevant is during your own turn. So really, with Double Strike, at least you get double the on-hit effects on other people's turns if they can connect with the player. Double Strike is also better at getting through Death Touchers, whereas with Alexios, he'll need some additional help to be able to get through that. In the end, I think they're both very fun and similar commanders, but I think Slicer is just slightly better.